Hello shipmates and friends, MCPON Herdt here. It's a distinct honor for Herdt Consulting to co-sponsor this tremendous recognition of outstanding leadership named after my good friend, personal mentor, and icon of the United States Navy Chiefs Mess, MCPON Delbert. I was fortunate to meet Master Chief McBride a few years ago. Although the meeting was very brief, her presence and her energy were unmistakable. The fact that she has been selected to represent all Command Master Chiefs at this event should come as no surprise to anyone who has ever met her or who has read her sailor's praise of her. Master Chief, I want to personally let you know how very proud I am of you. The whole Herdt Company family congratulates you. And our nation thanks you for your drive to leave those you lead better than they would have been had you not played a role in their lives. Bravo, Zulu.
Welcome to the Delbert D. Black National Chiefs Mess at the United States Navy Memorial. We're honored that you joined us today for the presentation of the Delbert D. Black Leadership Award presented to the top Command Master Chief in the United States Navy. Last year around this time, we presented the award for the first time here at the Navy Memorial at a dinner that was attended by about 80 Force and Fleet Master Chiefs, as well as MCPON and the CNO. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we can't have the dinner this year. But the good news is that we're bringing it online. So many more of you will be able to see the presentation of this prestigious award, as well as have an opportunity to see the National Chiefs Mess. One of the best memories around here at the Navy Memorial is the day we cut the ribbon. When I'm a Black was here, the First Lady of the Navy's Chiefs Mess cut the ribbon. We did it the day after the presentation of the Lone Sailor Award was made to her and her husband, Delbert, the first Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. We put a focus here at the Navy Memorial on the Chiefs for three reasons. One, to honor, recognize, and celebrate this incredibly prestigious rank we have in the Navy called the Chief. It's not a cliche when people say, go ask the Chief. The role of the Chief in the United States Navy is like nothing else anywhere around the world. The second reason we put a focus on Chiefs is to inform. We are focused here on informing the public about this great role of the Chief that we have in the United States Navy. And the third reason, and we're working on this as we speak, and we're taking advantage of the time during a pandemic to do some of it, is to put a focus and create a home for the Chief Petty Officers. To create a place where after you leave the Navy, there's still a place to come back to. We're looking at online capacity and things like that so that there's always that connection back that people want in the Navy. We do a lot of things already around here at the Navy Memorial for the Chiefs. We start the season on the 1st of April with the Chief's birthday, and then we move forward into the concert season when MCPON hosts a concert here. We do the Sailor of the Year program during the summer. And then around September 15th, when we do that Chiefs pinning, that culminates about 6 weeks of literally hundreds of Chief Selects coming to the Navy Memorial. Matter of fact, in 2019, I think it was thousands of Chief Selects coming to the Navy Memorial to gain an appreciation of the heritage of their United States Navy. So let's get on with presenting this award. The prestige of this award, to be recognized as the top Command Master Chief in the United States Navy, is something that literally cannot be overstated. And we're honored to be able to do that right here at the Navy Memorial. We're honored to bring you the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy to be able to do that. Before I go any farther, I'd like to thank our sponsors that make all this possible. USAA, who has been involved in the Sailor of the Year program for many, many years, decades. is a presenting sponsor, as well as Herdt Consulting, led by the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, Jim Herdt, a member of our board, has also been a part of the Sailor of the Year presentation for a long time, and Herdt Consulting is another presenting sponsor. We'd also like to thank Veterans United, Capital Bank, Geico, and Pratt & Whitney for their support in making this event happen.
This award recognizes a sailor in the Command Senior Enlisted Leader community who has demonstrated the same attributes that were best personified by MCPON Delbert. Our first Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy was a selfless leader who overcame an unwilling bureaucracy to enable real opportunity and improve the enlisted experience. His mission was by no means guaranteed. His initiative, relentless drive, and positive attitude laid the groundwork that directly enabled the Navy-wide enlisted advocacy that we enjoy today. He persistently sought to change our Navy for the better and for every generation that has followed. This year, we are recognizing Command Master Chief Samira McBride for her exceptional leadership. She elevated the performance of her crew, served as an example to emulate in her community, and has tangibly improved Gonzalez's combat readiness. As the first woman to be selected since its inception in 2008, she has truly shown us that extra effort it takes, like MCPON Black, to be a first. Command Master Chief McBride, thank you for consistently exceeding the standard and setting the example for sailors from any gender, background, and walk of life. Congratulations, Samira. Hoo-yah.
Well, the first time I learned of being the Delbert D. Black Recipient Award winner was we had been out to sea at the time a lot, and I had an email from the MCPON's EA, and stating that MCPON wanted to get in contact with me to talk about some waterfront leadership engagement. And at first I was like, MCPON wants to talk to me about, waterfront engagement, and I just thought it was a little weird because I'm just a CMC on a small boy. He's got all of these people who's Master McBride. And then, we were in and out. They were trying to get a hold of me. They were not successful. So finally, we had pulled in. It was late, and I'm dead in my sleep. And I get a call. I didn't answer the call. I didn't know the number. So they left a voicemail. So when I heard the voicemail, it was MCPON Smith. And I was like, okay. So I called him back, and he mentioned that there were some issues with some senior enlisted here in the Norfolk area, and they were investigating some misconduct, and my name came up with the authorities. And at that point, I was like, I was listening to him, and I was like, are you sure? I was like, no, I think you got the wrong Master Chief. And that's when, he kind of laughed it off, and then he went ahead and told me that, hey, I'm calling you to congratulate you on being the Delbert Black, recipient for this year. And, just went on to explain his pride. And also, mentioned that, since it's been, since the award has been, invented, or not invented, what's the word, brought to light or put together, it was since 2008, I am the first female. And, and that was in itself a very humbling moment, because as he mentioned, 10 years before that, I was a Sailor of the Year. And at that moment, it was for the first time, all 4 women. And it has not happened since. And for me to be a chief at the time, being meritoriously advanced to chief, as a woman, part of Sailor of the Year program. And then 10 years later, I'm a Command Master Chief. And then being awarded the Delbert Black Award as the first female. I had goosebumps, and definitely a proud moment. But I was mad at my chain of command because I figured they would have told me something, because we don't hold secrets, but here we are. Just being awarded this in itself is, it's definitely humbling as a Command Master Chief, because I'll be honest with you, out of all of the the command master chiefs out here doing great things, I am not the best out of all of those, right? By any means. But I will say that I stand on a lot of people's shoulders as it pertains to this award, because it's not just, my work, but it's the work that all the sailors on the Gonzalez did, all of the exemplary, um, I would say, performance, all of the exemplary performance that, the sailors on board the Gonzalez, the crew has done. So everything we achieved, from the time I, checked in to the time the award came out is what was captured. I just happened to be the face of it. So now, with that, to include my fellow CMCs, because no CMC can do great things without, without your peers, especially on the waterfront. So to me, this award in itself, it speaks to all of the CMCs. I just happen to be the one, like I said, this year to be the face of that award. Now, as a woman, I will tell you that I would say it's time. And the reason why I say that is because for myself, the reason why, I stayed enlisted and fought hard to be a master chief, and I always wanted to be a command master chief, is because, there were female CMCs out there, but I didn't see me coming up. That's just fact. And because I didn't get to see me coming up, I wanted to be that person for the next Samira who was going to come behind me 20 years from the time I decided. And, I feel like today the ceiling has been broken, right? So in my opinion, it's what's next. So the young female who looks just like me, walks like me, talks like me out there now can say, okay, it's been done. It definitely can be me, and it will be me. So what's next? So to be a command master chief and be awarded this is one thing. To be a woman, I think I am definitely blessed, because that's exactly what I stand for. And I want to be the ultimate example every time. And for this to just be added to my name, just, sometimes you put a goal and you want to achieve it and you want to be somebody and you want to pay it forward, but it doesn't always work that way. And in my case, it's again humbling, but I'm truly blessed. And sometimes it is your calling, and that's what I stand for. So I hope that every young woman out there thinking that, this is hard, it's never going to be me, I want them to look at this award, and when they see me, see themselves in the mirror. So what has influenced my leadership style, I will tell you, is I've seen a lot of good leaders and I've seen a lot of bad ones, right? And I've also, matured a lot in my ability to lead. But mentorship has come a long way for me. So I've had a lot of great conversations with, so I didn't wake up and just show up and, here I am, CMC McBride, right? There have been a lot of great people who've seen CMC in me when I was like very young in this Navy. And I've observed that, and I've seen what works for sailors like me and what didn't work for sailors like me. So the examples of good, bad, or indifferent have definitely influenced my leadership style. But, I would tell you, when I was younger, I just saw production. I just saw people. I didn't see the human piece of it. I just felt like we just got to get the mission done. So I didn't really relate to people so much. But then as I was rising in leadership, I realized that no, if I take care of the people, if I can know my people, and if I can feed into them what is expected of, not only them, but just that if they're good overall, then the mission will get done every time. So the biggest thing for me is that transformation, understanding that people, we always say people come first, but they do. Now, that doesn't mean that, they get whatever they want. No, it's just that if you take care of the people, then the mission will get done. And part of that is realizing that it's hard and it's very lonely at the top. So as a leader, you're gonna take some hits. It's 100% sacrifice, and you have to know that. It's a thankless job at the top. So if you are not comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? If you're not comfortable being uncomfortable, then in one of my mentors always says that there's no whiffum in leadership, right? There's no what's in it for me in leadership. If you don't truly embody that and you have a whole lot of pride and ego, then it's inevitable that you're going to fail at this. And in the process, you're going to ruin a lot of people's lives. So for myself, you know, just having the honor to serve is one, but having the honor to lead in our organization and do it effectively, I don't have the option not to grow and do it right. So only thing I hope for every day I leave out and go to work is that I'm being the best example I can. And also that, you know, under my charge, that people are becoming the best version of themselves. The deep feeling I get about being in the United States Navy, you know, and what moves me about service and, you know, and being of service is, for one, you know, this is a volunteer force, right? So I always tell sailors and, you know, people who I have conversations with, that, especially as it pertains to the Navy, is that, you know, we are all volunteers. And so everybody doesn't qualify to do what we do. That's just fact. It's already tough as it is, but you get the honor to don the cloth of our nation and go out here and be the reason why our service, I mean, really our countrymen and women can sleep good and safe at night. And that's not cliche, that is 100% true. So to be able to do just that in itself, to me, you know, it gives me absolute honor. There's no other way I could say it. But to be able to be of service is exactly what we do. And it's the heart of the volunteer that keeps us up every day to continue to do what we do and give it our best every day. And so what it means to me is, I mean, at this point, it's all I've got. Only thing I could do is pay it forward. And to be able to also serve, you know, in a position of leadership where, you know, I get to also influence those around me in this organization to continue to carry the torch a little bit further and a little bit further, and keep breaking the ceiling, keep making an impact, keep making a difference. I would rather be here any day than do anything else at this point. That's what it means to me. You know, my parents, you know, my father works, you know, at the U.S. Embassy in Chad. My mother, you know, they've been in Chad. So I grew up in Chad, Africa, and you know, we were brought up in a foundation where, I mean, who we are today. If you think I'm something, you have to meet my siblings, and you know, where I have 3 in the service, Marine Corps. So, and I have a warrant officer, Medea, my older sister, she's a warrant officer, Intel, currently serving in Germany. I have my 2, you know, brothers. One is a recon officer, he is in Camp Pendleton. And then my youngest, he is teaching at the University of Washington as a ROTC, you know, instructor. And, you know, I have my sister Layla who lives back home, and she's, you know, running businesses and really changing lives, you know, in Chad, Africa, with my parents. And one thing we have is our drive, I mean, we feed off of each other. And we feed off of each other as in my parents and even really my family, the way things are back home is that sense of pride, that sense of identity, you know, it's, you know who you are 100%, and your chest is out and you're not trying to fit in with anyone. But the last thing I want to do is be the one who brings discredit to the family name, right? So many things drive me to keep my head high and chest out because I'm proud. I'm proud to be who I am, and I'm going to continue to be proud. And that is what defines me as a person, and then it feeds into everything I do, to include the Navy. that said, the love and support from my family, I mean, it is imperative to have people around you who want to see you do good. There are a lot of people who want to see you fail, but you also want those around you who want to see you do good. As far as mentors, I've had too many, but in my recent years, as I'm getting more senior, I've had great mentors, even in the CMC world, that I found believe in me way more than I believed in myself many times over. Because, you hear your name, you think you're somebody, but, I wake up every day, I've been me the whole time. So sometimes when I hear people talking about me, I wonder who they're talking about. And what the funny thing is, my father has done a lot of great things in Chad, right? And when they say Mr. McBride, you hear his name, but when you see him, he's just this simple man, very humble, quiet. When you see his energy, you're like, that's Mr. McBride, because he's just the most humble human being on the planet. And part of that is, again, what makes us who we are. So your makeup of when you're coming up, your environment, the people you meet, and then the friends you make along the way help shape who you are. And so I've been blessed, and I've been surrounded with a lot of great people who, because of them, I have no option but to continue to do good things, because again, I stand on a lot of people's shoulders, and Maya Angelou says it. And I tell people that all the time. I don't get to be me without a fight. I just don't. And knowing that, and knowing that the challenges are out there for somebody like me every day, I can't do it alone without family and friends who are there to uplift me on those moments that I may assume or think that, hey, it's not going to happen. And that's why, with this award and, just being a woman coming from a third world country, being a command master chief, it's just a lot of, things, that come with my name on it. And what drives me every day now is just to be a walking, a walking inspiration, because somebody I don't know today is going to watch this someday, and they're going to say, oh, well, there it is. That's what it is. And that's what I strive for. That epiphany that's going to hit somebody, and it doesn't matter, male or female. And they're going to say, yep, that's that thing that I needed to wake up today and go do great things and give my best. The advice I will give, any junior sailors or any sailors about, being successful in the Navy or life, period, I would say, just remember if it's the Navy, remember why you joined the Navy. It's not going to be easy. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not meant to be that way. So it's going to be hard at times. I mean, if you look at the sailors, especially on these ships, on these operational commands, you wake up, it's nighttime, you go home, it's nighttime, right? And that's the part where being of service comes in. So, but first you have to remember why you joined on those days. And then understand that, nothing worth having comes easy. You got to work for it. But you have to ask questions. You have to, kind of demand the attention you need to achieve the things that you came here to achieve. It's not impossible. You're going to have people who are going to push you to it, and then you're going to have people who are going to wait for you to ask for it. But understand that, sometimes everything in the Navy is easy to achieve because it's all there in the black and white. Like nothing is a secret. All you have to do is wake up every day and give your best. And your best may not be my best, but you should be okay. You should feel good that the fact that today I did better than I did yesterday. Be very patient with yourselves, and be very, be honest with yourself also, because comparing to the next person is not gonna, because you don't know why the other person is at the pace that they're at. Just stay in your own pace, and then, work for what you came here to do. Be patient with yourself, and then continue to strive. Ask a lot of questions. In life, again, that's why I always say, every time I run into anything, that's the moment I say I don't get to be me without a fight. Anytime. That's the moment I say I don't get to be me without a fight. And that reminds me that it was not meant to be easy. So buckle down, figure it out, and then get through it. And every time I did, every time things got tough, right around the corner, it was success. Every time I felt, oh my God, this is it. This is the one that's I'm going home. But then turn around, success. You just stick through it. And then in the process, you grow also. And then you mature, and then you transform. And then the more, your confidence kicks in, the more you feel good about yourself, the more you feel good about everything around you. But the more you achieve. So, but it starts and stops with you. Nobody's gonna hand it to you. It starts and stops with you. So you get out of the Navy what you put in. You get out of life what you put in. But there are a lot of people out here who are just like you. And until we share our stories, right? So the other thing, and I just love Maya Angelou, is that she says, people will always know, your glory, but they don't know your story, right? So sharing your story, sharing who you are is what helps us connect. And especially in this time, we have to connect with our people, and we have to connect with each other so that we can stick through these tough times, because it's tough already, but then now it's even a lot more tougher. So how do we get through it? We got to communicate and just ask the question, but just be proud. Just be proud of the fact that you are able to serve. Just be proud of the fact that you have the honor, to be a service member in the United States Navy. And then when you go transition into the civilian world, you can say, I gave back to my country. And that's all you can ask for. I just want to say, thank you to all involved in selecting me as the, Delbert Black recipient for this year. And it's just, I continue to be out of words every time I think about it, because, it's just, I don't believe it sometimes. And the reason why I don't is because we just wake up every day. I come to work and I just want to give my best, right? And the fact that somebody decided to take notes and, send it out and get it recognized. Again, I'm very proud, because it speaks to the Gonzalez. It speaks to, what Fighting Freddie stands for. And, we always say, hey, we are Fighting Freddie, and we always go beyond the call. And that is exactly, what this award, the ship does great, the crew does great, and then, your command master chief gets recognized. That just means that, that ship is that ship. And if I could be on any ship, it would be the Gonzalez. So because I served also on the Gonzalez, in 2003 to 2005 as an OS2, to come back as the command master chief and close out Gonzalez altogether for me, because I don't think we're going to have another Gonzalez chance, for as long as I'm in this Navy. It's just a blessing in itself. And I'm humbled, thank you to everyone. And, I'll see everyone in the fleet.
Thank you, Master Chief. I have to tell you, the United States Navy and our country is so fortunate to have leaders like you on the deck plates of our ships, serving at sea around the world. MCPON Smith, thank you very much for joining us today. And I'd like to again thank our sponsors, our presenting sponsors, USAA and Herdt Consulting, as well as our other sponsors, Veterans United, Capital Bank, Pratt & Whitney, and Geico. Thank you very much for helping make this night possible. So that wraps up today's program. Again, congratulations to the recipient of the Delbert D. Black Leadership Award. And to all of you out there watching, stay healthy and fair winds and following seas.
We made USAA insurance for members like Martin, an Air Force veteran made of doing what's right, not what's easy. So when a hailstorm hit, USAA reached out before he could even inspect the damage.
That's how you do it right.
USAA insurance is made just the way Martin's family needs it. With hassle-free claims, he got paid before his neighbor even got started. Because doing right by our members, that's what's right. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA.